Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. On the screen today, you're going to be watching another COD 4 gameplay. But today, to kind of continue with the tradition, I feel like Activision and, these guys, considering that, Modern Warfare or COD 4 was remastered last year in the form of Modern Warfare Remastered, I'm not really speculating, but, I guess, if they want to follow the tradition, then considering it is Treyarch's turn, and Treyarch made, World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, one of these games might get remastered. So, I mean, when you talk about World at War, I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is the MP40. MP40, Juggernaut, and Steady Aim. I mean, 90% of the people that play World at War use that setup. But, when you think of World at War, it's fun maps, MP40. The shotguns actually did something in that game, unlike World War II. You have the introduction of zombies. So, that's a big, staple in Call of Duty now. And I read, I think it was an article that I read a while back, and it said that zombies wasn't even meant to be in the game, but they just threw it in as a little side game mode, and obviously it blossomed into what it is today. Now zombies is, some people buy COD just to play zombies. So, that's how big zombies got. And then obviously you have the co-op campaign where it was 4-player co-op, and from what I heard, it was one of the most difficult campaigns to finish on veteran. But, some people have done it. Personally, I've never played the World at War campaign, but I know a lot of people say that it's super sick. And then jumping into Black Ops 1, Treyarch was obviously up with the innovation. First game without stopping power. So it kind of opened up the, I guess you could say, opened up the options. And obviously Michael Condrey was talking about crutch perks a few days back, and stopping power was a crutch perk in Modern Warfare, COD 4 and World at War. And then obviously Modern Warfare 2 and then Black Ops, obviously, like I said, they innovated and got rid of stopping power, and we haven't seen it since. Obviously there was new perks like Hardened, and then Hardened Pro, where you had less flinch. And if I'm not mistaken, that was a first in the series, if you want to call it, where you got less flinch. So obviously Treyarch innovating again. Flak jacket, we had it in Modern Warfare 2 in the form of blast shield. Took away your map, it obscured your vision, did all this unnecessary bullshit. And then obviously it turned into one of the best perks, in my opinion, in Black Ops 1. But the only thing that I kind of didn't like about Black Ops 1 is that it kind of forced you to do things that you didn't want to do. And for an example, there was a marathon in the game, and then you had increased sprint duration. And in order to get Marathon Pro, which was unlimited sprint, you had to play Capture the Flag, and you had to capture the flag 15 times or something to get it. And it's just, I didn't necessarily agree with that, because then you're forcing people to play a game mode where they probably don't want to play it. But then again, I also see the other side of it, to where they're trying to get people into playing new game modes other than TDM, free-for-all, demolition, search, domination, all these other games. And then obviously you have Black Ops 2, which introduced League play, which was the first competitive, I guess you could say the first competitive introduction. I know there was game battles for Black Ops 1 and stuff like that, but that was when the developer actually harbored it and kind of put it into the game by default. And then you could play your competitive matches and whatever else. And then obviously Black Ops 2, Treyarch, once again, they're kind of changing everything up with no more pro perks, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure there was no pro perks. And then obviously that introduced dexterity, and that's where the quick sprint out time came from and stuff like that. And I'm not sure where I read it, but it said that the sprint out time in Black Ops 2 with dexterity was 60 milliseconds or something like that. And the current sprint out time in COD World War II is 250 milliseconds. So you're talking about a quarter of a second that it takes to pull your gun up. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not gonna complain about any more of that. I mean, me personally, I didn't play Black Ops too much, but I know that it was really well received by the community, and a bunch of people consider it like the best. It's like some people say it's the best COD, some people say it's the best Treyarch COD. I mean, the best Treyarch COD for me is always gonna be Black Ops 1, and the best COD in general to me is gonna be Modern Warfare 2. But it's not necessarily in that best COD. Like, to me, Modern Warfare 2, it was just the most fun because it was my first COD. If you're talking about best COD, I mean, it's probably Black Ops 2 or even Black Ops 1. It's definitely one of those, just because if you're talking about best and, you know, everything was balanced and stuff like that, like if you're talking about sheer balance and, you know, just overall best COD is probably Black Ops 1 or 2. But in terms of most fun for me, you know, like I said, it was Modern Warfare 2, just because, you know, I remember staying up countless nights, countless all-nighters, playing Demolition with my friends and Michael Myers and Cops and Robbers and, you know, all these other game modes. I mean, you could even throw Modern Warfare 3 in there. Obviously, you know, my friends that played Modern Warfare 3 with me, you know, like, they know who they are. And, you know, we had a bunch of fun playing that game, and, you know, Border Patrol and Michael Myers and all these different game modes. But, you know, it is a Treyarch year, so we very well could be seeing another remastered COD, because, you know, like I said, last year was Infinity Ward, and then obviously Infinity Ward made COD 4, and they brought Modern Warfare Remastered, or they brought COD 4 back in the form of Modern Warfare Remastered. So, you know, we could very well be getting a Treyarch COD. I mean, we're obviously not going to get Black Ops 3, but, you know, we have the options of World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. I mean, me personally, I probably want to see World at War, just because, you know, I feel like they should almost go in order to where, but then it would kind of get messed up, because then it would be Infinity Ward and then Sledgehammer, but then Sledgehammer is not going to re-release Advanced Warfare, and it would kind of get messed up. But I mean, me personally, I kind of want to see World at War, just because I do have a little bit of OCD and I kind of want to see it in order. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Those have just been my thoughts. I was just thinking about it today, and, you know, it is Treyarch's turn, and hopefully, you know, the fact that Infinite Warfare came out and then that game was garbage, so I had to play Modern Warfare Remastered. So, you know, hopefully Treyarch just makes a good base game and then includes one of these as like a secondary game. And I hope, you know, I'm not going to have to play one of these Treyarch games as my primary game. So, you know, hopefully they put out, I mean, at least a half decent game. In Vonderhaar we trust. But, I mean, that's pretty much it. Gameplay is probably wrapping up here. As always, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.